Hey guys, welcome to the padded room. Let's get into some game news and shit. Okay, our first article is Donkey Kong and Pokemon joining the Gaming Hall of Fame. And again, all of these links will be down below. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay. So I feel like this might still be a little loud, maybe. No, I don't know. We can have it up a little bit. Nah. There we go. All right. So Donkey Kong and Pokemon Red and Green, so just Pokemon Red and Green, have been inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Let's see, Halo Combat Evolved, and Street Fighter II were also honored with places in the permanent exhibition at the Strong Museum of Play in Rochester, New York. Also, Halo and Street Fighter went in there as well. Why didn't they put that in the title? Donkey Kong, Pokemon Red and Green, Halo Combat Evolved, and Street Fighter II was probably too long of a title. I'm guessing. They joined titles such as Sonic the Hedgehog, The Sims Doom, Pong, and World of Warcraft. Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Microsoft Solitaire were nominated but failed to make the list. Well, I can see that, Tomb Raider and Resident Evil hit a certain crowd, so I'm not sure that they're quite, obviously, as big as the others. I can see why the other ones definitely made it. I'm surprised that Halo actually made it in, because that's one that's kind of, how do you want to say, it has a certain following. It doesn't appeal to as many people, you know. What in the world is that? Whoa. Oh my gosh, let's change our donation sound. Shiz Pimp with the fucking bit. Thank you, you're amazing, but holy damn. Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Microsoft Solitaire were nominated but failed to make the list. The Hall of Fame was established in 2015, covering games played in an arcade, on console, computer, handheld device, or mobile phone. I don't think mobile phone should be included in that. That's gonna trigger other shit. Careful. No Mario. What? The games are chosen for their popularity, longevity, and their influence on gaming, popular culture, and society. Well, I would think that Mario would be in there. Let's see, anyone can nominate a game, but the final selection is made on the advice of a panel of journalists, academics, and gaming experts. This year's winners were chosen from a list of 12 finalists, which also include Final Fantasy VII and Wii Sports. Following its release in 1981, an established 132,000 Donkey Kong arcade game cabinets were sold around the world. Holy shit! Introducing us to an Italian plumber called Mario. Okay, so that's why the Donkey Kong one went in, because that's obviously where Mario came from. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. Without Donkey Kong, there would be no Super Mario Brothers, said Jean-Paul Dyson, director of the Strong's International Center for the History of Electronic Games. ICHEG. Can we call it Itchig? That's just fun to say. Let's see. The original Pokemon game released for the Nintendo Game Boy in 1996 was nominated in 2016, but failed to make that year's final selection. Really? That's crazy! It didn't make it in 2016? Come on now. Since then, however, the franchise has received a boost in popularity and gained a new generation of fans with the launch of Pokemon Go. Okay. 2 decades after its inception, and with the introduction of Pokemon Go, Pokemania shows little sign of fading, explained the Strong's associate curator, Shannon Simmons? Yeah, probably. Capcom's Street Fighter II allowed players to battle human opponents, instantly attracting spectators and generating fierce tournament play, said Jeremy Saucier, assistant director of Itchy. He added that communal style of gameplay reinvigorated the arcade industry in the 1990s. When Microsoft launched the Xbox One in 2001, more than half of the consoles sold came with Halo Combat Evolved. The first-person multiplayer game sold more than 6 million copies and has been followed up with sequels and spin-offs, including novels and comics. Ms. Simmons said the game was key in showing that consoles could be just as effective, if not better, than a PC. Whoa, calm down. You're gonna get some people triggered here in my chat, lady. Calm the fuck down. For high-precision games, as well as one of the strongest multiplayer experiences of its time. I'm not saying I disagree. I think they're both good for, their own thing. I don't think there's any one master race. I think that you should have and enjoy all of them, but I know some people are going to get triggered on that. With the addition of this year's 4 winners, the World Video Game Hall of Fame now has 16 permanent exhibits. The first entrants were Doom, Pong, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, and World of Warcraft. So Super Mario Brothers did make it in. In 2016, another 6 games, Space Invaders, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Legend of Zelda, The Oregon Trail, Grand Theft Auto 3, and The Sims were honored. That is crazy. Grand Theft Auto 3 made that in? Really? I mean, okay. I can kind of get it, but The Sims I get, obviously, because that just, it's its own world. It has its own people, its own following. It created a whole new idea of what you could do with games. That was really cool when that came out. Sorry, this music gets me hyped. All right, so our next article that we have here, let me get this in chat for you as well. There you go. Boop. So new Chinese video game regulations cover much more than loot boxes. So there are some new regulations going through China right now that basically pertain to what you can and cannot get in loot boxes, and apparently knowing what you're going to be getting, or at least the percentage chance. Well, the immediate impact of China's new gacha laws are great news to anybody who wants to know exactly what the odds are of getting the skins they want in Overwatch. The law's a lot more extensive than that. As covered by Nico Partners Daniel Ahmad, I think I'm saying that right, Ahmad, it's probably Ahmad. The implications of it covers everything from how game publishers have to behave within Chinese territory, social morality laws being a thing, to even what liabilities streaming companies and streamers will now be saddled with. The impact of new regulations covers those two primary fronts, video game transactions and streaming conduct. Yes, video game microtransactions. On top of publishing the in-game loot box odds, the Ministry of Culture now demands that such microtransaction retailers keep up extremely detailed record of every such purchase, including their outcome. Online game operators will need to disclose the game property. Wait, are you telling me like something ahead of what I'm already going to read? Because I hate it when people fucking do that. It's like, I'm reading your damn article. Do not give me another fucking, like, bit of what I'm coming up to. Okay. I'm going to skip those little things because I think they're doing that foreshadowing crap that I hate, so we're not going to fucking read their shit. But the regulations aren't just on the publisher's end. Transparency laws existed on the consumer side as well. But we're clarified, the MOC, what is that? Real name IDs need to be used to register for online game services and especially for any monetary transaction. Two-step payment confirmation is required, aiming to prevent younger players from accidentally reaming their parents with a few $1,000s worth of game purchases thanks to stored credit card information. I always wonder how that fucking works. So you got all these kids on their parents' phones and like playing on their phones, like, I can't even imagine. I would be so mad. Like, what did you do? You just spent $5,000 in Pokemon Go. What did you do? We can't eat for the next 3 months. I hope you understand what you did. Gacha whales, or the top % of spenders that can reliably be expected to toss in hundreds of dollars into a nominal free-to-play game, constitute a solid 70% of such a game's proceeds. The regulation is intended to staunch the most self-destructive forms of such behavior, or at least force them to spread it out a little. Okay. Streaming limits. This is going to be interesting. So the Real ID regulations actually kicked in at the first day of the year, at least for streamers. They had to register with the MOC, revealing real name and sharing identity documentation in order to receive an internet culture license in order to stream. Oh, that sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm so sorry, China. China has 300 various live streaming entities, and everything from video gaming to cooking/eating streams, making the new law a serious paperwork generator on either end. Oh, it sounds like a pain in the ass. The regulations specifically target against things like violence, pornography, torture, and any other usual taboos and social ills, forbidding them from general broadcast, and that affects certain game ratings too. Grand Theft Auto 5, for instance, cannot be broadcast in China due to new regulations and thanks to its contents. Yeah, I can see that. You know, the murder and shit. So basically, you can't stream any game that has stuff like that in it. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. And that in itself is a regulation aimed at publishers and developers too, given what is known about the fiscal impact of streaming on a product. Live streams are directly correlated with better sales and player retention. According to research on Twitch.tv's industry impact. Yeah, what's up? Twitch.tv. By banning specific content from streams, it affects publishers' decisions on what sort of material to pursue. Should they seek to profit off the Chinese audience? Because of the sheer vast scale of the Chinese market, that could conceivably have impact on the international audience too. After all, it's easier to just toe the line the first time around than make a game. Oh, then spend time, resources, and money working it out, or working out the naughty bits. Okay, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, like, are they going to regulate what the rest of us get too because they're trying to make it playable in China? Because that's kind of crap, because games like Outlast 2, disgusting, horrifying, but that's the point of it. you're supposed to be thrown into that horror world, that scare world, that fear world, and if you don't have those awful, disgusting situations, it's not scary. Like, what's he gonna do? Come up and just, like, poke me in the butt cheek and take off? Like, I touched you, oh man. Like, no, that's not scary. If they do stuff like that, I think it'll work like it does with WoW. What do you mean? What's going on with WoW? Something I haven't heard about? I don't play WoW. I played it for like 5 days, I think, like that, back when I was in high school or just after I got out of high school, and I decided that I could never play it again for the rest of my life, or I would never have a life. That game is addicting as fuck. Holy shit. In specific countries, it's not allowed to show bones or the undead's chaws or something like that. Oh, okay. So they designed it for those countries. Oh, so WoW did the same thing. They basically changed it and designed it for the countries that wouldn't allow you to show that kind of stuff. Man, that kind of sucks, though. It kind of worries me because it falls kind of into that other stigma that people have that video games make violence. You know, violent games make people violent. No, dumb people who don't understand the difference between a video game and the real life are the people being violent. You know, parents not explaining to their kids that it's a game and that you don't do that stuff in real life. That's what the problem is. And that's another thing that's trying to regulate that violence or whatever on the game. And it's like sometimes people want that. I mean, half the point of coming home from work and playing a video game is so you can shoot someone's head off in the game so you don't have to do that shit in real life. I mean, it's like I said in my last stream, you know, you go to the gym and you hit a punching bag, you know, to get some stress out and shit like that. It's like saying because you go to the gym and you hit a punching bag, you're more likely to go out into the real world and hit people. No, that's not true. It's your way of relaxing and de-stressing and getting that frustration and that anger and that stress that you built up throughout your day out. It's your vent. Video games keep me from raging against people. See, exactly. Thank you, Nanosalva. Exactly. Our next article here is Nintendo Switch Games News. PS4 hit Thumper gets shock May release date. I don't know if it's such a shock, but they get a May release date. So the PS4 game Thumper is going to be on the Nintendo Switch, is basically what they're saying. Thank you for the confusing and just unnecessary title. Work on your titles, brah. Words. Nintendo Switch fans have been treated to some good news this week as Thumper joins the games list. The critically acclaimed PS4 rhythm action game has been given a surprise Nintendo Switch release date of May 18th. Woo, that's soon! The news was announced by the Thumper development team on Twitter. Thumper launches on Nintendo Switch worldwide on May 18th, reads the tweet. Ready for Rumble violence? I don't know. Are we? Is that still allowed? Can we still do that? In terms of performance, the rhythm action game runs at 1080p and 60 frames per second when docked, and 720p and 60 frames per second in handheld. That is not bad. I am cool with that. An Xbox One version is also in development, although it is yet to be given a release date on Microsoft's console. Hold the fucking phone. You're telling me PlayStation is allowing their game to be released on Xbox? Shut the fuck up! That should be the fucking news of it. Not the fucking Nintendo Switch thing. It should be that, holy shit, PlayStation wants to work with Xbox on something? Are you kidding me? I need to find the person that pulled the stick out of their ass and shake their damn hand. I don't care if it's covered in stick shit. I want to shake their fucking hand. That is... good fucking job. Oh, sorry, golf clap? Golf clap? That is fucking amazing! That is crazy! They won't even allow, like, games to be cross-platformed. I guess that's obviously a bigger thing, but they won't allow it to be cross-platformed to Xbox, but they'll do it to PC because they have some grudge against Xbox. I know that you're in competition with them, but you would make so much more money. Anyways, that's crazy! Starting with the Switch. The news is that the PlayStation is allowing it at all. Yeah, I mean, in general, yeah, allowing it at all, but I think it's crazy to me more about the Xbox thing than with the Nintendo thing, because I could see them working with Nintendo because that's not their big stick-up-the-butt problem. They are notorious for not wanting to do anything with Xbox and always wanting to be different and never wanting to work with them on anything. And Xbox always has been willing to work with them, and they've always said, hey, we'd be happy to make our games cross-platform to PlayStation, but PlayStation won't do it. They won't do it the other way around. They're like, no, I don't want to play with you. So this is insane. Oh my god, that just blew my fucking mind. Let's see. After a relative barren few months of game releases, the Nintendo Switch game list is starting to shape up. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe recently made its debut on Nintendo Switch alongside Puyo Puyo? I think Tetris and Lego City Undercover. Minecraft will make its Nintendo Switch debut next week, while Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, launches later this month. Ooh, Minecraft's coming out for it. I did not know that. Then there are the reports that Nintendo and Ubisoft will announce a new Mario and Rabbids crossover at the E3 Gaming Expo. That's something to look forward to. Mario and Rabbids crossover? That would be fun. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom is said to have an August-September release date for Nintendo Switch, so it's going to be kind of a early holiday season thing. There's also the imminent release of NBA Playgrounds, which has a May 11 release date in the UK and May 9th launch date in the US. Oh, why is it coming out later in the UK? Man, I love that I'm in the US and we get, you know, the earlier game releases and shit like that, but at the same time, like, I feel bad for everyone else. Like, the other countries are just as hardcore gamers as we are. Like, that's not fair. Let's see, reminiscent of the NBA Jams games, NBA Playgrounds is an over-the-top basketball release for Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The 2v2 basketball game features 30 NBA teams, current and retired players, local and online multiplayer. The only problem, however, is that the 7.4 gig game is available from the Nintendo eShop and won't be released at retail. Oh, so you're only going to get a digital version, you're not going to get a disc, or a cartridge version. This means it will take up a big part of the console's 32 gig storage space, so you might want to invest in an SD card. I'm pretty sure any real gamers that have a Switch automatically bought a fucking SD card for extra storage. Pretty sure that was like a given. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm still in awe about the PlayStation releasing their games to other consoles, mostly Xbox. That is just fucking mind-blowing to me. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for hanging out and checking out some game news and shit with me. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Some of these articles were extremely interesting to me. And again, if you didn't get to catch it or you didn't get to catch all of the articles, I will be editing this down and putting it on YouTube for your lovely face holes to check out there. So make sure to check that out. And again, thank you so much for being here. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!